Hey guys! So this is going to probably be the fastest video I've ever made. It was just a random thought that I was having. I have been submersing myself probably for the last 7 days since I'm recovering from my knee surgery, watching YouTube videos like crazy, reading articles, just downloading all this knowledge. It just keeps coming. And it's interesting because I'm learning all of it with the intent to unlearn it. So I'm learning all of it because I want to understand why people are the way they are and why they think the way they think. But I have no intention of retaining any of it other than for conversation, because I have my own personal truths that I believe in. But I've really been getting into crystals, and I got a bunch of crystals. You have no idea. It's like I have at least over like 80, 90 crystals. I just bought a couple in the last few weeks, and I just think it's interesting that it's become like such a big thing. And I was never really into crystals, but they came to me. So my friend's brother passed away, and he had literally, like, when I say an apartment full, I mean from floor to ceiling boxes of crystals. And since I was into eBay selling, they were like, what are we going to do with all this stuff? And I had traveled with the three of them. So it was my friends whose brother passed, and then the two people that I travel with. And they were like, Myra can sell it. She'll put it on eBay. And they're like, oh, okay. So I made a couple of trips over there. I even took a trip with my mom, loaded up the car, helped her sell all these crystals, and then whatever was left over, she's like, just forget it, just keep it. And I was like, what am I going to do with this, you know? But I kept it, and now I am into crystal healing, and I have all these crystals that I didn't have to go out and buy. They're huge, giant balls of pyrite, amethyst, all this stuff. And then I just decided myself, because these were they say that what you're gonna do finds you. So like all these, my roommate's a shaman. He's been with me for like 5 years now, like 4 or 5 years, and he's been moving back and forth between rooms. You know, it's just like first he'll take a cheaper room, then he'll get to the bigger room, then he'll go back to the cheaper room. So you know, and he came into my life and has enlightened me so much. And it's all the people that I knew that practiced Santeria have disappeared from my life, thank God. It's not something that I'm looking to have in my life, or that energy. I do respect the fact that they look at all of the religions, which is what I'm doing for myself. I've already studied, and I'm still delving into Hinduism. Buddhism is going to be last. I've looked into Santeria because I wanted to understand it. I've looked into the Ifa religion, the Yoruba. I've looked into Wicca. And I've also delved into, now I'm doing alchemy, and it's just a really interesting journey. So the whole point of this video, it was actually a joke, but it was just interesting, is I was watching these guys, and they were mining in Arkansas, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. They're literally cutting crystal from the mountain. And I was like, I would love to do that. But then I'm like, you know, Arkansas, my skin, I don't know. So I'd have to call to make sure that like nothing's going to happen. We'll just drive in and drive out, not trying to stay there. But the whole time they're chipping away, all I could think about was maybe the reason there are no remnants of a lot of these cultures that existed millions of years ago is because they lived in crystal houses. Like maybe all these crystals that you find, if we were to uncover the whole thing instead of just bits and pieces, we would find rooms, we would find towers, you know, we would find all of these things that create civilization. Maybe they're statues made out of crystals, but we would never know. You know, so maybe all of these crystals are actually people's homes from the times of Lemuria and Atlantis, or, you know, between then and now. It just blew my mind, and I was like, I gotta share this with the world. So I'm sharing it with you guys. I think that's awesome. I think that if that were the case, like, I don't know, that's why certain crystals resonate with me and others don't. I think it's because when you're on a certain frequency, if you're on a higher frequency, you're going to resonate with higher frequency stones. If you're on a lower frequency, you're going to resonate with lower frequency stones. So like barite and more of these like lower frequency stones, I touch them and I feel nothing. you know. And I understand I need to use them on people who are of lower frequency, because you can use a higher frequency stone on a lower frequency person, but it could mess things up. So you kind of got to find, you have to find the medium, heal them, bring them up to a certain level of frequency. You can't just like jump them from 0 to 100. So I do have those around for that purpose. But it's just like such an interesting journey, this journey. And I was just watching a video that some lady did about how light workers and starseeds, they end up losing a lot of their friends and some of their family because they get into all this stuff and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? And blah, blah, blah. And they don't understand. And you're vibrating at a different frequency, but don't worry, because when you're at this frequency, you start meeting other people that are like-minded, and then you're just like, oh my gosh. And then you're surrounded by more people that get you, and it's just a different life, you know? And I thought that was really cool, because the lady that taught me Tantra is 76 years old, and she's been teaching Tantra for over 30 years. And prior to that, she was a psychotherapist for 10 years. And I was her personal assistant, and I kind of like help her out every now and then. I'm helping her more now than before. And she taught me so much about childhood trauma, about erectile dysfunction, about all these interesting things that are mental, and some of them are physical, you know, how to clear your chakras, just so many amazing things. And I didn't look for her. She found me. You know, her son found me on TaskRabbit. My roommate, I didn't even know he was a shaman. He was living here for almost a year. And till I invited him to my birthday party, and then my friends were asking him, you know, they were talking about physical stuff and esoteric things and whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm a shaman. And they're like, you're a shaman? And they were so excited. And I'm like, why are you all getting excited? Like, I don't get it. And they're like, oh my God, he's a shaman. And I'm like, it's my roommate. Like, I don't get it. And I still like look at him like, you're my roommate, you know, but we have the most amazing conversations. And I'm so sad because he's actually leaving this month. I hope he comes back, but I do enjoy his company and his conversation. And I've learned so much about constellation therapy with him. Just so many things, so many conversations that we've had. So for all of you people that are on this journey, that, you know, one thing leads to another, which leads to another, welcome. And get excited. It's going to be a roller coaster, but it's going to be such a great ride that at the end of the day, you're going to look back and be like, oh, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, for bringing me here and getting me to this point. Yeah, that's it. Bye.